Dads, what was your "don't tell mom about this" moment? When my daughter Amy turned 13, we discovered she had a severe heart condition that required immediate surgery. My wife was 8 months pregnant at the time and had complicated high blood pressure issues. The doctors warned that any extreme stress could harm both her and our unborn son. So when they told me Amy needed the operation within 2 weeks, I made the hardest decision of my life. I decided not to tell my wife. Instead, I told her Amy was going to a 2-week science camp she'd won through school. My wife was thrilled, saying Amy needed something positive after all her recent fainting spells. I forged the camp paperwork, even created a fake website using my basic coding skills. The guilt ate at me, but I kept telling myself it was to protect them both. Amy was terrified, but understood why we had to lie. The night before her surgery, she cried in my arms, asking if she'd wake up again. I held her tight, promising I'd be there when she opened her eyes. Just like always, pinky swear. She made me promise to take care of her baby brother if anything happened. I couldn't stop my hands from shaking as I signed the surgical consent forms alone. The surgery was supposed to take 6 hours. It took 13. I sat in that waiting room, jumping every time doors opened, checking my phone constantly. My wife kept texting, asking why Amy wasn't answering her calls. I said the camp had a strict no-phone policy. She complained it seemed excessive. I agreed, hands trembling as I typed, while watching doctors rush past with blood bags for my daughter. Amy coded twice on the table. The second time lasted 3 minutes. The surgeon later told me they were about to call it when her heart started again. He said in 30 years, he'd never seen someone fight that hard to live. Meanwhile, I was fighting just as hard to keep my lies straight, sending my wife fake camp photos I'd prepared in advance. Recovery was brutal. Amy was in excruciating pain, hooked to machines, with tubes everywhere. She'd cry silently at night, trying to be brave. I slept in a chair by her bed, helping her through hourly breathing exercises. When she threw up from the pain meds, I'd clean her up, telling her stories about when she was little to distract her. The nurses started calling me Superman Dad, but keeping the secret became harder. My wife noticed I looked exhausted on video calls. I blamed work stress. She asked why Amy's camp photos were always taken from far away. I said the counselors were respecting privacy. Each lie felt like swallowing glass. Then Amy developed a severe infection. Her fever hit 105. The doctors said she might need another surgery. I broke down in the hospital chapel, realizing I couldn't do this alone anymore. But that same night, my wife called, ecstatic about feeling the baby kick. I wiped my tears and told her another lie. Amy slowly recovered. The infection cleared without surgery. 2 weeks turned into 3, but finally, she was ready to come home. The doctors said she'd pulled through because of her incredible determination. I knew she pulled through because she was her mother's daughter. The day before discharge, Amy looked at me and said she wanted to tell her mom everything. I started to protest, but she cut me off. She said keeping this secret was hurting more than her chest. She was right. We video called my wife together from the hospital room. My wife was silent as we explained everything. Then she hung up. When we got home, all her stuff was gone. She left a note saying she was staying with her sister. She couldn't believe I'd lied about something so massive, that I'd risked our daughter's life without telling her, that I'd robbed her of the chance to hold Amy's hand through this. I tried explaining I was just protecting her and the baby. She said real protection is facing hard things together. She came home a week later, after our son was born healthy, but things were different. The trust was broken. She started double-checking everything I said, big or small.